rude nations would be coaxed toward peaceful paths through comfort. Temples, markets, and houses built, the sons of chieftains educated in the liberal arts. Those who had spurned Roman speech would aspire to rhetoric and adopt the toga. And he concludes, mockingly, so by slow degrees the Britons were seduced by pleasant pastimes, till finally the gullible natives came to call their slavery culture.
Good morning and welcome to the disco. So, what is culture? Something growing in a petri dish, perhaps. Yeah, could be. But it's generally referred to, or the name culture, or the word culture generally refers to the society, the norms in society, the history of that society, which gives it its culture. Now, that could be as far back as the Romans. It could be what you watched on television last night. More fool you if you did. And it's and everything in between, really. But it's the norms of our society, and of course, our society is the one I'm talking about that belongs to me, or I belong to, should I say, really, is the UK's culture, and that varies as you go from top to bottom, side to side. But it's very generally a culture that can be recognised as British or Western or whatever. And there are different cultures, obviously, around the world, and very different. But it's the norm in that particular society, and that's generally what culture refers to. And so, when they introduce mask wearing as part of our culture, then you are seen as a weirdo, perhaps, or out of the ordinary if you don't wear a mask. And yesterday, it being the 24th, and the mask wearing became mandatory in this country, as well, England, I suppose. I'm not sure about Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland, but anyway, in this part of the UK where I live, England, it became mandatory to wear a mask while you're out gathering your essentials for life, which is food. One of the essentials, anyway. So now, I was kind of up for this challenge. Knowing what I know, I can't deny that mask wearing is ridiculous in itself. So there's no way I was going to wear a mask, let's put it that way. So when I joined the queue for this well-known supermarket, beginning with S, with your orange carrier bags, I'm sure you know which one it is, I joined a moderate queue, like I say, and each person in the queue were wearing masks. So already I thought, well, I probably look like the odd one out. But that doesn't bother me. It's never really bothered me. It certainly doesn't bother me these days. So on the approach to the lobby, the woman in the lobby, the supermarket employee, was, allowing your admittance as somebody else left with a bag of shopping. To keep the numbers even inside, that's the policy. I'm sure you know all about this. And when I was the next in line, she simply waved me in when it was somebody had come out. So I wasn't challenged. So I went in, did my shopping, went to the checkout, and the woman behind the till also wasn't wearing a mask. I know she didn't really have to by law. So I started asking her about Well, I just said, you'll see I'm not wearing a mask, but I can't wear one. For reasons that, I was prepared to kind of go into with her if she wanted me to, but she said, oh, I can't wear a mask either. So there we are. Straight away, there's two people who find it very difficult to cover their faces. Or she actually had a visor, but it wasn't on her face. That was the problem that she had. I would have a problem with the visor also because it's bullshit. That's my main problem with it all. But I have a pretty good get out of jail free card. And I'll explain in a little while why I said that, but medical background. But the get out of jail free. Now I said that nobody had said anything while I was gathering my bits and pieces. And she said, well, no, the staff can't. They won't challenge you because it's up to the police to do that. And then I said, okay, so a member of staff reports me and the police, are here and they're, dealing with me. Well, that's fine. If that's what it takes, then I'm well prepared to talk to the police about it if that's the policy at the moment. But it's ridiculous. Now, there is no concessions given for people like myself who have a genuine case for not wearing a mask. Even if I believed in the virus bullshit, I would still probably not really. Well, I don't know. I couldn't picture myself in that situation anyway. But because I know it's all bullshit, it gives me even more power and strength to deal with this. So not in an arrogant fashion, but just knowledge is power. So anyway, I thought afterwards when I was leaving in the car that he's a little bit dodgy. Will there be an APB out on me, an all points bulletin on my? Because of course, let's not forget these days, people, that we're watched, especially in supermarkets, in the store, in the car park. There are cameras, so it's very easy for the member of staff to link me to that car first of all, and then the car's number plate, and then they're looking out for me. Blah blah blah. I'm not paranoid. It's a fact. So there was once an APB out on me, by the way. That was many years ago, and for a bit, well, anyway, it was all sorted out. But anyway, that was quite funny, and maybe a story for another time. So, wearing a mask. I'm not going to do it. They would have to literally force me at gunpoint. I'd rather starve to death than. It's not so much the humiliation of wearing a mask, because it's like if you're the only one naked in the queue, you may feel humiliated. But if everybody else is naked, then you've got no reason to feel humiliated in that sense. So it's knowing what I know. That's where the impetus comes from for not wearing a mask. Apart from, like I say, I have a medical. Well, hopefully, it's a good enough reason for me to get away with it. What am I talking about? Getting away with not wearing a fucking mask that does absolutely no good whatsoever. And let's just say, let's bring the virus to life for a talking point, and say, yes, there is a virus, or there was a virus, and it's there, and it's. But in March, apparently, it was much more prevalent because we were all told to stay indoors to avoid it. So, but you could go shopping then without a mask. And I have heard it's because there weren't enough masks already made to supply everybody with a mask. You know, excuses. Just anyway. And okay, I've just recently thought of this, but I'm sure loads of other people have thought of it also. But when okay, they've hijacked our natural process of expelling the toxins from our bodies, which is the cold and flu that we all experience. Now, when we get a cold and the flu, which is inevitable, the idiots will all think that they've got what's it called, COVID, convid, or what, you know, this bullshit that's supposedly bringing the world to its knees. So they've hijacked a natural process in the human experience, and it's very clever. Just think about that. That's very clever. So we're all going to get this, aren't we? We've all, you know, and the stupids, the idiots, will. And if we know the placebo thing works. That's a fact. It works. Give somebody a sugar pill, they get cured of whatever because they believe they're taking the cure, but they're not. They're just taking something that's a piece of chalk or whatever. So if you believe that you've got this bullshit, then you will display the symptoms of it, and the cold will set you off. You are going to get a cold, or you are going to get the flu, but your mind in this culture at the moment that we're in will force your stupidness to exaggerate and not even exaggerate. Well, this is the whole thing. This virus has not killed any greater number of people than it did last year. The flu and cold did last year for people with respiratory problems, or you know all about this. So there you go. Culture, isn't it great? Yeah. So we used to laugh at what comedy program we'd seen on the television when I was at school the previous night. That was a good bit of culture that I will enjoy and remember. And anyway, but not much of the culture at the moment makes me smile. People are, the general population is under the impression that they're all going to die. Well, yeah, we are all going to die, that's for sure. And you can take out of that what you like, but just remember that, like Vernon Coleman says, you're not alone. There are more and more people waking up to this all the time because it is so ridiculous. And if you really can think and believe that this is real, then think again. That's the last chance you're going to get. Think again. Critically think about everything that's going on in our culture, and then you may begin to doubt the BBC, which I used to praise as being non-biased, intelligent, but I tell you, it's just the opposite, completely the opposite, which they love to do. They love to turn things on their heads and be the opposite. Anyway, must go because it's my turn to dance. Tell you bye.